Hello everyone, welcome back to our video lecture series in AutoCAD. The last two sessions we had discussed about layers and certain object properties. And we also have seen that we can assign the object properties to a layer so that whatever entities or objects which we will be drawing in that layer can acquire the properties of the layer. And it is a good practice to organize your drawing in a proper manner. Today's session, we will discuss how we can include text in our drawing. If you look into any technical drawing, you can see a lot of text in that one. Like it can be either the title box wherein you will be displaying the name of the drawing or name of the component, then its scale, then like all dimensions are or so something like that. And maybe if it is a manufacturing drawing or if it's a production drawing, you can see the bill of materials wherein all the items, its specification and details are mentioned. Similarly, if it's a building drawing, the room sizes, the name of the rooms, other details will be displayed. If it's a site plan, you can see the boundary, the other detail, like other details pertaining to the site, all those things will be mentioned. So any drawing is incomplete with some text in that one. And also we know that all the technical drawing will be dimensioned properly, and when we include the dimension, there will be something called a dimension text in that one, where we write the value for the dimension, or when we include the value for the dimension. So in that case also we require some text to be added to our drawing, right? So today we'll see how we can include this text in our drawing, or what are the facilities which is available in AutoCAD for including text in the drawing. Okay, so for adding text, AutoCAD has got two different types or two different formats, I can say, or two different functionalities. The first one is like adding a single line text. When I say single line text, it doesn't mean that you can have only one line of text. You can have multiple lines. I mean, after entering the first line, you can press enter, so that you will be moving to the next line. Again, you can press enter. But basically, this comment doesn't have too many facilities, so we will be using this whenever we need a single line of text, or when we want very few lines of text in my drawing, right? And the other type is multi-line text, which is more powerful, in fact, which you can think as a paragraph text, where you can write more details, and we can even format that to a certain extent. And when we include multi-line text in the current version of AutoCAD, you'll get an environment, something which you can resemble with a text editing software, wherein you can change the font size, a lot of details can be changed. Or anyway, we'll see that when we discuss this in detail, and when we move to AutoCAD environment. Okay, and another important aspect while we think of including text in our drawing is we need to define a style, a text style, to define certain properties related to the text, right? So before including text in your drawing, it is always better that you define a style, although there is nothing wrong in defining the style after that also, because all the text which we have included can be updated with, to match that particular modification what we will be making in the style. So when we start an AutoCAD drawing, by default there will be some styles. Normally it is called standard style, or depending upon the type of the template you have created or which you have opened, there will be some styles readily available in AutoCAD. But it is always better you define your own style, you customize your style, or you modify the existing styles to suit your requirements, so that you can create the text as per your wish. Okay, now in textile, we will be mainly looking into three aspects, that is font name, font type, and the height of the font. Or in other words, normally we will be saying it as font size, but here I'll be using the term font height, because we are specifying the font size in terms of units. How many units should be the height of the font? Okay, the width will be proportional to the height. These are the details what we like to change or modify, like in creating a style, or you can create a new style. And also we have a couple of other items also which we will see when we move to AutoCAD environment. Okay, so for giving single line text, we have two comments, and this both the comments works in the same manner. Earlier it was called dtext, that is for dynamic text, and later text also will be doing the same method. So even if you type text or dtext, it works in the same manner, right? So we can use text, so that we can avoid one later. Then we have multi-line text, and the comment for this one is mtext. And multi-line text, we can create a box in which we can write our text or include our text. Okay, so these are the basic details as far as creating text or including text in your drawing is concerned. So now we'll move to AutoCAD environment so that we can try all these items, all the points what we have discussed earlier. Okay, so first we'll see where these text icons are, or where the comment buttons are related to the text, and you can see it. You cannot see it in the home tab. Instead of that, if you go to this annotate tab, this first portion, what you can see here, maybe in your case, if you change the workspace, it may be at a different position, but normally it will be at here. So here you can see the text related aspects. So if you click the drop down here, you can see two options, multi-line text and single line text, the one which we have already discussed. So if I click here, the comment will automatically be started, or else you can type the comment here, right? Then here we can see the styles which is available, and from this drop down we can select any style which we want, and we can make any style current. Current style is something similar to the current layer what we had discussed earlier. Whatever text we will be making, that will be having the style which we have included as current here, right? Which we have mentioned as current here. Okay, so if you click this manage text styles, then a window to create or modify a text style will be opened, and you can do all the alterations or all the corrections or the modifications what you want. Rather than clicking there, I'll be using the comment here, so I can come here and type style. Style is the comment for opening this manage or text style window. So this opens the text style window, and this is the text style window, and here all the styles will be listed here, and you can see at present there is only one text style here, that is standard. And if you want to create new style, you can come and click here. You can click here and give a name here, and then click OK, so that style will be created. But I'm okay with standard, so I'm not creating that. You can try creating new styles, right? So that is about creation of styles. Then from this drop down, you can change the font you want. See, normally you'll be having Arial font, but I did change this to Century Gothic earlier, so let be Century Gothic. Or if you want some other things, I'll change some other font. Okay, this is fine. So you can change the font you want, and any true type font, whatever you see here, these are called true type font. Any true type font can be used in AutoCAD. Maybe in very old versions of AutoCAD, you can use only shape files. That is what you can see here, txt.shx. These are shape files, in fact. So shape files also can be used as font here. So these are actually fonts which has been used earlier, but at present you can use any font, like any true type font can be used. So I'll be using this for the thing. And here you can set the font style, whether you want it bold, italic, or regular. I'm okay with regular, so I'll be selecting regular here. Now, next box here is to specify the height of the text, or the letters, in fact. So here you can see that the height is given as 0, and if you give height as 0 here, then whenever you are going to insert a text, at that time you can specify the height, right? So if you want different heights for different text what you will be placing in your drawing, then it is always good you keep here 0. so that at the time of insertion of the text, I can specify the height. Right? If you give a value here, then all the text which you will be creating by using this particular style will have the same height. Right? So it's always better to give something like this here, okay, so that we can define it later. This text box is for width factor. Width factor means whether the letters be expanded or compressed. I'll just change this to 2. You can see the difference here. So it is expanded, right? If I change it to 0.5, you can see it is compressed. So you can compress or expand the letters by giving a suitable width factor here. So I'm okay with 1 because I don't want it compressed or expanded. So and this oblique angle defines the inclination of your letter. It's not the inclination of the entire text, it's the inclination of the letter. Let us see that. See, if I give 45, every letter, like you can see 1, B, everything is inclined at 45 degree. So normally we don't require this inclination, so I will put it as 0. Also we have certain effects, like you can be upside down like this, or it can be backwards like this. So if you want these options, you can check all those things. So you can make all the necessary modifications whatever you want. So that now what I'm doing, I'm just changing the standard, modifying the standard text style, or you can create a new text style and define that as current and do all these corrections. So after making all these modifications whatever you want, you can click this apply, so that those corrections will be made to this one. Then you can close this dialog box. Now we are ready to insert our text. First, we will see how we can insert single line text, and as I mentioned earlier, we can use either text comment or dtext comment. So I'll be using text comment here because for dtext I need to type one more line. So text. When I type text, you can see here on the top the current text style is defined or displayed here. That is standard. Then text height is although we have given 0 there, the text height is given as 2.5 here because by default it will be giving some values, or the one which you have created last in this drawing. The text what you have created last in the drawing, the height of that text will be given here, right? And also you can change the justification if you want. Now it is justified left. Hope you know what justification is, like how should I place my text with respect to the point which I am picking, right? So when I say left justification, the leftmost portion, lower leftmost portion of my string or text will be at the point which I selected from the screen, okay? And if you have different options of justification, you can just click this justify and see the other options. I'll just show that left, center, right, and there are various options for justification which you can try. Okay, I'm just going out of the comment and repeating the comment, okay? Okay, so that is about justification, and we have style here. So suppose if you have different styles in your drawing, then you can select the appropriate style or the style which you want by clicking this button. At present we don't have too many styles, or we have only one style in my drawing, so I don't have to change that one, okay? So once we start the text comment, the first thing what AutoCAD wants is the point where I need to place my text. At this particular point, according to the justification, it will be placing. Right? According to the justification which we have selected, the text will be placed in that one. So we need to pick a point on the screen by any means, so that we'll be intimating to AutoCAD that I want my text at this particular point. So I'll click here so that I want my text here. Now AutoCAD will be asking you to specify the height. This is what I have mentioned earlier. See, if you are given some value in the text style box there, then AutoCAD will not be prompting for this one. It will be automatically taking the height which we have mentioned there. Now AutoCAD is asking this because we have mentioned that it has 0 there, right? So now I give text height, say I'll give it as 10, right? Now it will ask the rotation angle. Here the rotation angle is what will be the inclination of the entire text, whether I want it at 45 degree, whether I want it 30 degree or something like that. So I'm okay with 0, so just opting that one. Now you can type the text there. Okay, we can type AutoCAD. Also I entered first line, and suppose if you want one more line here, although this is called single line text, but we can add more lines by pressing enter. So AutoCAD classes. Okay, so once you complete the text here, and if you want to create with the same style and with the same height at some other location, you can just go and click the other location and say and type there S6 food engineering technology. So again, if you want ACAE, okay, so like this you can move to some other place if you want AAU, right? So once you finish, you can move out of this test comment by pressing either escape button or pressing enter twice, right? So that is how we can create single line text. It is very simple, and in certain cases you may require certain formatting or certain special characters to be included in your text. For example, I want to underline something in my text. I'll be again writing that food engineering and technology, out of which engineering I want to underline. So you can do that by giving a special some special characters in between. I will show you right now. So again, I'm starting the text comment, then this be the start point, then height 10, okay, then rotation angle 0, okay. Now I'm going to type like food. And after food, for the engineering, I want an underline. So if you want an underline, first start this with percentage u, right? I started with percentage u. Now I'll type the matter engineering. Up to this, I want, there is some mistake, so I'll type engineering. Up to this, I want my underline. So to stop underline, again I will type percentage u. So at the starting and ending, you need to type percentage u. Okay. Now, and again for technology, if I want, I can type percentage u. Sorry, percentage u technology. Again percentage. Right. So this is how you can underline a particular word or few characters, and the keyword here is percentage u, right? Okay, now if you want to include the phi sign, that is for diameter sign, if you want to include that, then you can use percentage c. Okay, I'll show you. Right, again, text this point, height is 10, okay, rotation angle. Okay, so I want phi. So that it is percentage c. Once I type percentage c, you can see that has been turned to this 550. Similarly, if you want the plus or minus, like for normally for giving the tolerances, we will be giving this plus or minus. I can say this 7. I want to have 70 plus or minus 1. 70. And it is percentage p for that one. So if I type percentage p, you'll be getting the symbol percentage plus or minus 70 plus or minus 1. Similarly, if you want the degrees to be mentioned, that is 0 on the top, then we can say I will have 45 degrees, 45 percentage d, but degree symbol, right? So for these symbols, you can use these keywords or key letters, I can say percentage u for underline, percentage p for plus or minus, percentage c for diameter symbol, that is phi, percentage d for degree sign, right? This is how you can include single line text in your drawing. Okay, now we'll see how we can include multi-line text. Right? For including multi-line text, I can select it from here or click here, or I can type m text. When I type m text, first again the current text style, all those things will be defined here, although you can change those things later if you want. Now AutoCAD will ask me to specify the first corner, because we need to specify a box in which we need to type our text. Okay, so I give the first point, then again I give the second point. Now you can see that I got an area wherein I can type my text, like okay, you can type in anything you want, like you can press enter and go back to the next line, or automatically the word wrapped. And if you see on the top, you will be getting different options here. Like now you can see if you want to change the font size, you can just select that one and change the font size. If you say, suppose if I want it as 8, then it just mean 8. And after this, if you want the font size to be 10, then you can select 10 and see. That size is increased. So unlike in single line test, in single line test we can have it with only one font height. Here you can have it in different font height, and you can have certain portion bold if you want. Like, you can use this bold, italics you can use underline. So some of the editing facilities are available here. Even bullets are available. So a lot of facilities are available here, and it's all self-explanatory. I don't have to explain it everything in detail. You can understand it very well. And also here we have the symbols what we have seen earlier, like degrees, it is percentage d, then plus or minus it is percentage p, then diameter is percentage c. That also can be just by selecting here, clicking here, that will be coming here. Or we have various other signs also, like omega, ohm, different things, identity, flow, and we will have a wide variety of options as far as mtext is concerned. So this is about single line text and mtext. So, okay, I'll just undo and bring back my dtext. And after creating the test, sometimes if you feel that you want to change the font, for example, like now I created all these things, and then now I thought, like, no, maybe I don't want this font, I want some other font. Then it's easy to do that. You just go to the style dialog box and change the font for the style which you have created. This text has been created with the style standard. So from here I'm just going to change it to a century good. Fine, apply. You can see that all the for all the text which I have included in my drawing, that has been changed. So whatever you have created with that particular style, it has been created. So this is how you can change that one. So you can do other modification, and in fact you can copy this, move this, or even you can keep an array of this one. For example, if I want to keep an array of this one, see, just note that this being single line text, although I have created this at the same time, you can see all these things are different entities. See, this is a different entity, this is a different entity. Suppose if I select this and delete it, that's only one line. That is why it is called a single line, although you can create multiple lines, but every object will be single line, unlike multi-line text. If I create it by multi-line, then all the entities will be a single object. Now suppose I want deleting all these things. Suppose I have one this, and if I want to make an array of this thing, even you can do that. Like now you can use the array command here, then select the object which you want to array, and then we need to specify rectangular or polar. I'll take it polar, and I will mention the center here. Now you can see we have array of the text part here, and here you can see that all these letters are rotated along with that. See, if you, I think I forgot this option when I discussed array earlier. So you can see this. If you don't want to rotate these elements, you can click here. Now you can see this is formed into array, but at each instant it is not rotated. The items were not rotated to suit that particular angle. Again, if you click this one, you can see that it is rotated. So when this is moving from here to here, it is rotated, right? But if I didn't click this one, then it will not be rotated. It will be having something. So this is not an option in text. This is an option in array, which I forgot to. I think I haven't discussed it when we discussed array, but you can just think on that one. Okay, so we have seen how we can create single line text and multi-line text, and also we have understood how text style can be defined and how you can include text in your drawing, and even you can include table also in your drawing. In the table you can include text, and text has got more relevance because while dimensioning, we also will be using this text and text style. Okay, so this is all about creating text or adding text to your drawing. So hope you understood all the basics related to adding text to your, yeah. So please try it, and if you have any doubts or if you are stuck somewhere, please do contact me. I'll be able to resolve your problems. So thank you for watching. We'll meet the next session with another topic, which will be dimensioning. So stay home, be safe, and please do come back for the next session. Thank you. Bye.